gamified learning? Gamification is the application of game design features from a non-game standpoint to achieve a goal or practice specific skills. Some of these skills can be coding skills for a software engineer, sales skills for salespeople, or even soft skills. Gamified learning allows a company to make training and learning a game. The employer provides specialized software to an employee to learn new skills from a game they can play and advance through. 33% of employees prefer to have game-like effects in their training platforms. How did it come about? In 1978, Richard Bartle, a researcher of University of Essex and game designer, created a program with a text-based system that allowed multiplayer experiences. This was called MUD1. Over the years, the video game industry grew to $15 billion in 1996. The rate at which games were created and published increased dramatically, but gamification for learning still hasn't taken off. It wasn't until 2008 when Brett Terrell published a blog about gamification. In 2010, gamification took off due to several conferences where the speakers promoted gamification, and in turn, over the next 10 years, gamification was drastically increased with businesses as they adopted their new learning style. COVID-19 and its impact. COVID-19 has changed the world with our everyday activities. 80% of all learning went online during the pandemic. Teamwork has fundamentally changed. Virtual training that utilizes gamification can help fill the gaps of the team by building trust. For example, e-learning will allow employees to teach and learn from each other. In an article written by Stephen Bear, gamification is being implemented in a virtual setting using Zoom or WebEx. These are common video conference services to connect students with teachers or employers with managers. One of the games that are being implemented is Jeopardy! The employer can choose categories and ask a series of questions worth money. Another method is creating online trivia. Employees will be able to build a stronger relationship by answering questions about each other. 49% of employees have less energy, while 44% of managers observe decreased employee morale. Gamification will allow employees to take a step back, clear their minds, and get back to work with a different mindset. Why is it so effective? Gamification is implemented to boost performance and productivity. As stated by e-learning industry, gamification can increase company productivity by 50% and employee engagement by 60%. Gamification keeps employees engaged during the training. An author from Talent LMS stated that 49% of employees get bored in traditional training that is not employing gamification. When employees have a lack of interest, the training is not beneficial. Only 61% of employees receive gamification training. For traditional training, 12% of employees are unproductive after. For gamification, this is only 3%. C-level executives are struggling with figuring out how to motivate their employees. As stated by Review 42, 72% of employees are more motivated to work harder when gamification has been implemented. 71% of employees believe that gamification leads to higher energy levels. With higher productivity energy levels, employees will work more. Focusing on the future of businesses is crucial for the company's survival. Young employees and applicants will eventually be key additions to organizations. Young employees have a lot to learn, but are a major asset for a business's success. They are candidates for the future management positions in the company. According to ResearchGate, 86% of young job applicants think that gamification is enjoyable in the workplace. Each generation of employees keeps changing, and businesses have to adapt to these changes. The graph shows the benefits of gamified software by percentage of employees who love it. Other options are communication software, contact software, collaboration and project management software, and document software. 88% of respondents say that gamification makes them happier at work. If employees are happier, then they will be more productive. If the employees are not satisfied at work, then the production will be down and the quality of work will decrease. Another factor is stress in the workplace. More and more employees have the stress from completing training and assignments. 66% of employees say that gamification at work reduces their stress levels. When employees are not stressed, there is more enjoyment in the workplace and productivity is high. Another tactic for stress reduction in employees is microlearning. Microlearning takes the big task and breaks it down into manageable tasks to complete. As a result of microlearning, will start being beneficial and employees will be more engaged by up to 50%. According to Trust Radius, some are inexpensive at $30 per user and some are more expensive at $70 per user. The current most used gamification software are Kahoot, Hoopla, Level 11, and Microsoft Dynamics 365. Much gamified learning software is free, but they restrict the number of users able to access the software. Current industries. An author stated that 89% of employees think that they will be more productive at work if they were more game-like. Samsung and Google are prime examples of companies that employ gamified learning, but the companies are not exclusively technology companies. When a customer registers a product on Samsung's website, they are automatically added to a chance to win other products produced by the company. Google implements gamification by incentivizing Google travel expenses. If employees do not spend all their travel money, Google gives them the option to get paid the leftover money or have the money roll over to their next trip. Domino's Pizza is another example of a company implementing gamification. During the learning process, the employer will reward their employees who improve on their skills. Employees must master the pizza making art, but also memorize the menu. It will take time for them to learn all the skills. Cisco used gamified learning in their social media training program. They introduced three levels of certification, with each level being a new site for the employee skills list. Each employee can go for one of three certifications. Sub-certifications help maintain a healthy atmosphere and environment and also help with collaboration. A case study conducted by Sage Journals on Dutch businesses that have implemented gamification. 7 companies were chosen to participate in a study. The companies range from maintenance of energy infrastructure to public transportation and agriculture. In addition to the companies, 9 interviews were recorded from the employees of the businesses listed above. One result of the study showed that long-term employees were unwilling to change their traditional methods for gamified learning. A clear purpose has to be established to change the views of long-term employees. The conclusion of the study indicates many positive outcomes in each organization with the implementation of gamification. In one interview, the importance of incentives with gamification was discussed at length. The most important types of intrinsic incentives, according to the interviewees, were fun, surprise, and storyline. The storyline is to keep the employee engaged with the game. In the game, progression will increase the knowledge of a user. A good game has its challenges, which can be reached, but when you fail, you can go back and complete the task. In the public transportation organization case, participants were rewarded financially by earning up to 25% of fuel savings. Some of the incentives can be a cake, for example. This is very simple. The winning team gets a cake. It couldn't be more simple, but the effect is huge. When I called the winner on Tuesday, they jump for joy. One question that a lot of executives have from implementing gamification is, will gamification add additional work to their employees? In the case study, gamification should not cost the employees too much time. Employees should not have to take extra time outside of work to complete the training. In prior research, gamification is implemented in approximately 70% of the largest companies in the world, stated in the Sage Journal case study. The future. The future gamification is set to grow at an exponential rate. Gamification is being implemented around the world and is expected to have a market value of $37 billion by 2027. 69% of employees are more likely to stay at their jobs for more than 3 years when implementing gamification. The diagram illustrates the growth of game-based learning worldwide. This is a prediction of the future. Western Europe, Eastern Europe, and Africa are all above 40% growth rate of game-based learning. North America is only at 35%. In the future, past 2024, numbers are predicted to be higher than the numbers in the graph. The future of gamification in major industries for the next 5 years. Between 2016 and 2020, analysts forecast the global education market to be gamified to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 66.22%. Some vendors from the report are Bunchball, Classcraft Studios, and GoGo Labs. The website Fortune Business Insights posted a graph about gamification market size in 2016 through 2027. The graph illustrates the North American market size growth over 12 years. The gradual increase of the market size from 2016 to 2019 changed in 2020 to the predictions up to 2027. As employees stay longer with a company, there will be more room for growth with skills needed to complete a specific task. As a result, gamification will make an impact on any corporation. Gamification can increase productivity and learn at a higher rate than traditional training. Companies and education centers will begin implementing gamified learning to maximize employees and student productivity while decreasing overall attrition. It is that gamified learning will revolutionize previously tedious experiences into enjoyable learning experiences. Companies can capitalize on opportunities that could not reach without implementing gamification.